Good morning, everyone. I'm Leah John, and this afternoon I will be graduating from Munster High School. Over the past 4 years, I have enjoyed competing on the swim team, teaching younger kids to swim, participating in school clubs, and making incredible memories with my lifelong friends. This fall, I will be attending Baylor University in Waco, Texas, to study accounting and information systems. Over the years, I have come to understand that the hardest things in life are the ones that later make you stronger. Dealing with the loss of loved ones has affected different aspects of my life, but the following poem allows me to face the reality and believe that better days are near. When you lose someone you love, your life becomes strange. The ground beneath you becomes fragile. Your thoughts make your eyes unsure. And some dead echo drags your voice down, where words have no confidence. Your heart has grown heavy with loss, when the silence of absence deepens. Flickers of guilt kindle regret for all that was left unsaid or undone. There are days when you wake up happy, again inside the fullness of life. You are able to function well, until in the middle of work or encounter, suddenly, with no warning, you are ambushed with grief. It becomes hard to trust yourself. All you can depend on now is that sorrow will remain faithful to itself. More than you know, it knows its way and will find the right time to pull and pull the rope of grief until that coiled hill of tears has reduced to its last drop. Gradually, you will learn acquaintance with the invisible form of your departed. And when the work of grief is done, the wound of loss will heal, and you will have learned to wean your eyes from that gap in the air and be able to enter the hearth in your soul where your loved one has awaited your return all the time. For Grief by John Donahue. Certain events in my life have led me to trust more in myself and others. In addition, these past 4 years of high school have taught me to value the most important aspects of my life, community and family. I would also like to share a verse from Joshua chapter 1 that gives me reassurance about facing new experiences. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. As I prepare for my high school graduation and the beginning of a new chapter in my life at Baylor, I am both worried and excited. I am nervous about moving to a new state, starting back at square one, and being overwhelmed with work. However, I am eager to explore a new town, meet new people, and work hard to make myself and the people around me proud. I know that I am never alone because I have my friends, family, and God on my best and my worst days. Thank you, everyone, for showing me the love and support and for allowing me to participate in today's service.
Bear with me here. Hello, I know we need no introductions, but I'll just start off with introducing myself. I am Natalie Cangiano. I was born to Bill and Christine Cangiano, and I am sister to Sam. Yes, I am all these things every day, every moment, but I am so much more. The summer going into my freshman year of high school, I had decided to dedicate myself to a sport, cross country. That's first summer, it rained nearly every day, so of course every day was a mud run. Lucky me, I had summer PE and pool as soon as I was done with cross every day, so I would walk into school with mud absolutely caked onto my shoes, my legs, my shorts, and the back of my shirt. But I didn't mind. I didn't mind the 98-degree heat with the heat index creeping into the hundreds. I didn't mind the downpours and the flooded paths and streets. I didn't mind the early mornings or the late nights, and I didn't mind the hours, days, months, and years I put into the sport. Because every race I ran meant the culmination of months and months of effort and dedication, and it provided me a lifelong passion to run. Now, if we're going to start talking about passion, I could not possibly neglect to mention to you all my beloved hiking boots. These poor suckers have seen years' worth of trails, from the trails of the Rocky Mountains to the sands of Indiana dunes, to the cliffs edges of the upper peninsula of Michigan. I promise you these shoes have felt it all. I've seen it all, and let me tell you, it's beautiful. Every summer when school is let out and my time is finally mine, I often find myself outdoors. Of course, running is where I'm able to experience the world most often, but it is not just the sights that I find to be enriching. The sounds, the smells, the feeling, everything about nature fills in me a love for life, a passion for life like no other. Nature is truly God's greatest creation. Oftentimes, I will take up a paintbrush if only to mimic the true beauty in the world. Unfortunately, I can never really get the picture to look like the real view, but I do try my best. Throughout high school, I was always involved in some sort of art class simply because I could not let go of the yearning for creating new things. My sophomore year, I made a stained glass window that still illuminates my dining room to this day. My junior year, I made a chair out of industrial cardboard piping, and the end result was what looked like a tree stump chair perfect for reading books in. My senior year, I was creating embossing prints and carving a plaster sculpture into an organic shape. I was also creating at the same time of a majority of these projects a variety of glass artworks. I've manipulated molten glass into glass beads, fired sheets of glass to slump into vases and bowls, and cut glass to go into mosaics. Every project was something I had never done before, and on my last day I walked in and was saddened by the fact that I would never be able to make another piece in that class again. It's safe to say from a young age I was excited to learn. This was made obvious by my never-ending hunger for books. Knowledge, really. I'd consume books on a daily basis, but that's not what we're talking about here. No, from day one of my academic experience in middle and high school, I was excited to learn. I wanted to learn everything, even the classes that were stigmatized to deter the common student. But I think my brain had bigger eyes than a stomach at the time. You see, there are the joys of learning new material, and then there's the horrors of studying for tests, taking the tests, sometimes failing the tests, and wondering what exactly went wrong. It was frustrating and enriching at the same time. So after 4 years, I can safely say that I survived the whole thing. So much so that I graduated with a class of 791 students in the top 10% of my class. With my drive, my determination, and my passion for learning, I graduated magna cum laude with an academic honors diploma and a tassel earned for my 2 years spent in National Honor Society. And these are all the things I've done outside of church. To name a few, my experiences inside of church include Feed My Starving Children, Habitat for Humanity, Youth Car Wash, apple picking, beach services, mission trips, volleyball, and youth group. But you will often find me with my nose in a book, or tossing up a volleyball in South Hall, or better yet, foraging for goodies in the kitchen. I cannot tell you my first memory of this church because, believe me, there are too many to count. Much of my life has been spent in this church. I think at one point my entire family came here every day of the week. What's funny, though, is the very word church. A wise man once told me that a building isn't a church unless there's people in the building to share God's love. I think he's right. This is what really gets me. So I'm just going to take the moment to thank you all. I'm sorry. Thank you for the countless hours you've spent with me. God, this is hard. Thank you for the countless hours you spent with me, helping to shape me into the person that I am today. Whether it was supporting me in volleyball or letting me do small tasks just to help a little bit. Thank you for having honest conversations about God with me. Thank you for treating me like the person I could be, so that one day I will be that person. Why? Practicing this, it wasn't like this, I promise. To quote 2 Timothy 4, verses 1 through 7, in the presence of God and of Christ Jesus, who is to judge the living and the dead, and in view of his appearing and his kingdom, I solemnly urge you, proclaim the message. Be persistent, whether the time is favorable or unfavorable. Convince, rebuke, and encourage with the utmost patience in teaching. For the time is coming when people will not put with sound doctrine, but have itching ears. They will accumulate for themselves teachers to suit their own desires, and will turn away from listening to God and wander to myths. As for you, always be sober, endure suffering, do the work of an evangelist, carry out the ministry fully. As for me, I am already being poured out as libation, and the time of my departure has come. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. God, I can't. This is really hard for me, and I don't know why. You would not believe the amount of quotes I went through looking for just the right one. And eventually I couldn't set my mind on one, so I tried to use as many as I could. Oh, the places you'll go. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Dear God, thank you for everything. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. And if the essence of my being has caused a smile upon your face or a touch of joy within your heart, then in living I have made my mark. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Life is a journey. Enjoy the ride. Isn't it funny how day by day nothing changes, but when you look back, everything is different? Don't stress the could haves. If it should have, it would have. How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Thank you.
Thank you both. It is in some ways my responsibility to give a message as the associate pastor of youth and mission, but I have only just met these two wonderful people. I only met Leah maybe a month ago, and we had a nice little chat talking about what she wanted to talk about here this morning, and after listening to what she said, the open honesty in which she speaks, I know that she's going to go out and she's going to be great. And Natalie, it is absolutely hard to say goodbye. It is absolutely hard to do these kinds of things, to come up and to share a little part of you, but that's what we aim to do here. We always share a little part of ourselves when we go and we do ministry, whether it is going to the kitchen to help serve, whether it is coming to worship, whether it is spending time with our children, helping them grow. Whether it is showing up on Senior Sunday, we give a little part of ourselves every time. But we are here to give to each other and to share with one another. We do not empty because we fill each other up with love and with the Spirit. And so in this heart of giving, we have two gifts for each of you. The first is a book, which I know at least Natalie is going to enjoy. and it's called The Good and Beautiful God. And it is our hope that in reading this book that you will continue to know God and you will continue to grow in faith. And to help keep you grounded and to remember the church that loves you dearly, we are giving you these prayer rocks, which Darlene had for any and all who desired them and who wanted them. And I know she wants me to give them to you, so that whenever you need a calming presence or a reminder of the home that loves you, you can hold this rock and feel us close by. And so, on behalf of the Westminster Presbyterian Church, I'd like to give you both these presents. And thank you for all of your time here with us and for sharing such heartfelt and wonderful messages with us this morning. Thank you.